Hi Eric, thanks for letting me come in and review some of the things that we had already talked about in the past. And what I want to do now is give you a marketing content analysis. And what that is essentially is that it just shows how your customers see you online and how they would see you. You know, if you have an ad in the printed directory, it'll show you how it does that. Is that okay?
Sounds great.
All right. Well, what I did was I put together a presentation that describes just how people find you and how they don't find you and that. But anyhow, what I do want to show you is that everything that we're going to talk about is going to be all about you and all about your customers and all about different ways that I might be able to, or my company might be able to, enhance your position online or in the printed directory. Let me ask you a couple questions here about your business, just so that I have them down right. What exactly do you want people to search for you for? What exactly do you do? What's the primary things you do?
Well, we really are specialists in low pressure technique, chiropractic care.
Okay, and is that, just in terms of dollars and cents, is that the best profit margin you have, or is there something else you'd want to go after also?
No, that's really, that's number one, really.
That's it, okay. And what exactly is low pressure, and why would it, how can you differentiate yourself from the crowd?
It's really different in the aspect of the manipulation is a lot less to the spine, and it allows for faster, not necessarily faster healing, but longer last healing,
Okay.
and requires less follow-up in the long run.
Okay.
So ultimately, for the patient, it helps the patient not have to come back and see me as frequently once they're better.
Okay, and then what's your target area? I know the Quad Cities is huge. I mean, it goes 20 miles this way and 20 miles that way. How far will people travel to?
Typically,
to
for chiropractic care, since we're so concentrated with chiropractors in the area, chiropractic care is typically more of a neighborhood thing.
Okay.
However, with people learning more about different techniques of manipulation, I actually can draw customers from the entire Quad area.
Okay.
The majority of my patient base is Rock Island. However, second would be Moline, followed by Moline with some Bettendorf.
Okay. Okay, that's good information. Let's see. What other kind of advertising do you do outside of, like right now you have a little ad in the printed directory. It's a 1-inch box. You used to have a different one. And then you have a DexNet program with us. What other kind of advertising are you doing in print and online?
For the most part, online, not anything else necessarily. I think we do have something on the QC online, little reference ad, but for the most part, my advertising is really with the schools.
Okay.
We're heavily involved with Rock Island High School as well as Allman. That grassroots effort really seems to be the strength of my marketing campaign.
Okay, okay, that's good. And I mean, just looking at your business right now, how close are you guys to capacity?
You can always improve. I don't really know how to answer that question outside of the fact of could I be busier during the day? The answer is yes.
Okay, okay.
It does vary from day to day, of course, but realistically, I could easily take care of 20 patients a day.
Okay.
And right now, probably on an average, I'm seeing about 8.
Okay. So then if we could get you closer to 15 to 20, you'd be happy.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's the challenge, though, because we have so many chiropractors in the area.
But yeah, that's one of the things I did want to show you too. Let me ask you this also. When someone does contact you and they're not committed to you or to anybody else, how frequently do you end up with that patient?
Oh, as far as them calling in
Yeah,
and then
when they call in and
calling
how
in and then showing up, it's probably about a 50-50.
Okay, that's pretty good.
You know,
And just so I have a better idea, what is a typical, you know, low, low pressure technique visit?
visits
Dollars
probably
and cents.
well, the initial visit's going to be a little bit more because there's X-rays involved. So the initial consultation will be between $50 and $75, and then from there, depending on the type of treatment they need.
So they might have to come back half a dozen times?
Right. So
Okay.
the average patient total worth of the patient for us is somewhere in a ballpark of $250.
Okay. Okay. And, so, you know, right now if you could handle 15 to 20 and you're doing about 8, so you're almost missing half. You know, twice again as much as you have.
You're right.
Well, one of the things I wanted to show you, and, you know, here's your copy of that.
Oh, well, thank you.
Just so that you can write down some of the things we're going to review. This is just, it's a snapshot of what you look like to Google and what your website looks like. And they've kind of graded your website at a 74 out of 100.
Is that good or bad?
It's decent.
Okay.
It's decent. I mean, it's better than average, way better than average. You're mobilized, meaning that your website looks good and it's very functional on a mobile device like a cell phone. And then it says that you're also, your website has a sitemap, that you have Facebook and Google Plus and so forth. And then it also identifies, like this portion right here, that the area you described, not the whole Quad Cities, but not necessarily the close-in market, but, you know, out past Milan, out past,
Yeah, why'd they name it
Taylor.
that? Who knows?
I don't know. It sounds good. It's different. That's what it is. Like Des Moines.
Yeah.
Down toward Taylor Ridge, and then out toward, you know, not into Silvis, but toward Silvis.
Right.
Past Moline, or in the Moline up north there. They say that there's approximately, over $2 million worth of business there for chiropractors. Is that realistic?
That sounds about right.
And that's just in that area. And it identifies about 6,000 people who are going to be shopping this year for a chiropractic service.
Right.
And that's really why we're doing this, to make sure that you have the best opportunity to get to all of them.
And actually, that's one of the things that we're trying to do as a group of chiropractors is to increase the amount. Right now, we roughly have, even here in this area, about 25% of the people know about chiropractic care, and then of the people that actually outreach for chiropractic care, it's only about 15% of the population.
Yeah.
So we're working hard on getting people to understand chiropractic care is a good thing.
So let me rephrase that and make sure I understood it. You want to kind of let people know more about what chiropractic is and how it can help them.
Absolutely.
As opposed to just, you know, if you're in a car wreck, come and see me, or if you have a bad back, come and see me, that sort of thing. Okay.
Right.
Okay. There's some things that we have that might be able to help you on that. And then this also is partially a view of your website, and it shows up very well. When you put in Rock Island Chiropractors, you show up very well. And then when I do a specific name search just for you, what I'm looking for is to make sure that your website is functioning well, and it does. You know, your name comes up, and then each of the pages are individualized, and then some of the other things.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, it's a decent website as far as Google and Yahoo search engines having access to getting into it. So
Right.
that's good. Now the other part of it, and I'm not trying to be, you know, critical of anybody, but when you do an analysis of the backside of your website and exactly how it identifies how you're going to show up on a search results page, instead of giving you that 75 out of 100, it gives you a 15 out of 100, which is not very good. Your page rank, and the page rank really doesn't tell you a whole lot, but it's 2 out of 10, and 2 out of 10 isn't good about anything. You know what I mean?
That's true.
You know, if you were closing 2 out of a 10, you know, out of calls, that wouldn't be very good. But and there's some things that we can do to strengthen that position up also. And then I also checked your online visibility. Now your name will show up in about 250 to 300 different directories or aggregator sites that aren't Google, they're not Yahoo, and they're not mine. There, you know, because you have our reputation management program, you're virtually 100% correct. There's 4 places you're correct, but they just want to hear from you to verify it.
Okay.
So that shows that's excellent. And then I've got your Facebook page. It's very attractive, and you've got 1,600 likes. I don't know how you did that. That's fabulous.
That's the grassroots networking with the high schools and even with Augustana College. So
Okay, well that's those things are. It shows up very well, and apparently you've got a lot of people who like you. And then this is an example of our conversion page. So when you have a paid ad from us that shows up on Google, Yahoo, MSN, AOL, Yahoo, Bing, anywhere, and a consumer clicks on it, they're going to come to our profile page, which carries your website, your Facebook, your email, your Twitter, and all that.
kind of like a one-stop shop.
Yes, it has everything on it. And oftentimes people never get past this. They don't need to. If they want to come and see you, if this sells them, great. If not, then they can certainly go to your webpage. And then here's your webpage. It's attractive. It's clear. It sells your name, and it lets them know that you have some reliability factors. And then your ad in the printed directory. This is actually about that big. It's about 1 inch big.
Oh, I'm aware. We made
Okay.
as you know, we made a drastic change a couple years back, and just at that time didn't feel like the print phone book was doing anything for us.
Okay. And, well, I guess just from what we've just talked about, what do you see as the big opportunities for you to increase your market share and to make sure that you are the one who's found and chosen?
What do I see?
Yeah.
Well, I think I got to keep doing what I'm doing with the schools, with Augie, and then also just in the immediate neighborhood. But maybe I didn't even think about this. Maybe I need to expand that out to the other towns. I never even thought about Andalusia and Milan, honestly.
Yeah.
Kind of conceded that to the Girlman girls, but
Yeah.
in either case, I think just interested to know more. What you're telling me some really good things about my website. You told me some things that sounds like I have some, I guess you call it behind the scenes stuff that needs to be
Right.
fixed.
There's some issues, yeah.
Well, I'd be more interested in you're the expert in this. I mean, what do you think I need to do?
Well, we kind of broke it down into 6 different categories of things that you might need to do that are going to help you. One of them is the search engine optimization, and that's where I'm not the digital engineer.
Okay.
We have people who are. They come in and they will look at the back of your website and all the things that construct it and all the codes, and they will fix things. They will make it so that this site over here that sorry, I'm not supposed to be doing this. That was showing 15 out of 100. They're going to put that up into the 85 out of 100. And effectively, what's that going to do is for the communities you want, which are going to be Rock Island, Milan, Taylor Ridge, Andalusia, Illinois City, and all the way around. Maybe not as far as Silvis, but possibly.
They'll go to Dr. Bob.
With 2 B's.
Yeah.
But what it'll do is when someone searches in those geographies, it will naturally put your name up closer to the top. Now, I'm not suggesting that you're going to be the #1 ad, but after a little bit of work, and it takes about 3-4 months for it to really show, you're going to start gravitating to the top on a search regardless of whether they put in Moline or Rock Island or East Moline.
Okay.
You're going to gravitate.
Gotcha.
And well, that's a big issue. And if that works out, that'll be great.
Okay.
And then website development. Your website itself is fairly good. Are there things that we can do better? Yes. But at this point, I'd not recommend you make a huge change on that.
Okay.
Internet Yellow Pages. Essentially what they are is when someone is searching, they go to a trusted source like a Yellow Page directory that's online, and then they will search from there. I'd suggest you get a little bit more impact there, because generally they're going to have an equivalent amount to the printed Yellow Pages, which might be 8 or 10% of the market is going to go to the printed Yellow Pages. They're going to go to the Internet Yellow Pages, and then maybe 45% are going to go online.
Okay.
And this is covering another 10% of that. The online reputation management, I'd continue with that. It's working great. It lets you know immediately when somebody makes a comment about you, or when another chiropractor is mentioned who gets a good review or a bad review. It doesn't make any difference. It alerts you of that. And that's it. And just the fact that you're correct everywhere is great. And then, one of the things I noticed about your excuse me, your Facebook was that you had an enormous amount of likes. Was that something that you purchased? A service that you purchased from another company?
No,
or
that's just us emphasizing like us on Facebook to patients, as well as just getting into the network of the schools and the neighborhood and Augustana.
I'd leave that alone and keep doing whatever the heck you're doing, because it's working pretty good. And then about directory advertising, I can't, other than show you examples of what other physicians are getting off of their advertising that is in the printed directory, I'd recommend that minimally that you have a display style ad, because it's a visual thing. And you're going to appeal, to people who might have heard of your name, they might have passed your store. Right now, the ad that you have is appealing to people who know exactly who you are, and they want to know what time you're open. And they just go down the alphabet list and they go to the L's. The display style ad is something that kind of goes after people and says, hey, look at me.
That's fair enough. I mean,
then earlier you had mentioned that you wanted to let people know about what chiropractic is and what it can and cannot do. We have a product that's not really demonstrated here, but I can show it to you. It's called brand awareness. And what it does is it goes out to people who are interested in health issues or medical issues or even chiropractic. You can target male, female, you can target by age, and these people will they're not going to go searching for your ad is going to go searching for them. And that's the easiest way to describe it, is it will go after people who are interested in those.
Okay.
Anyhow, so can we plan to get together next week, and I'll put together a couple proposals that will, one, make it so that your website naturally appears better on all search engines. And then I'll give you an idea of what they're going to do, what the technicians do. I'm not a technician, so I don't know, but they'll do things that will make it better. And then I'll give you a couple examples of what Internet Yellow Page advertising can do for you also. The reputation management, you've seen that. That works great. The directory advertising, if I could make a sample ad just to show you what a display ad that it doesn't have to have every single thing in the world, but it does have to go out and attract people. And then you currently have the search engine marketing with us, and essentially the best way to get to that is to continue what you're doing and maybe even enhance it. I'll look and I'll get the estimates from Google and see what they think you need to do, because effectively what we're trying to do is we're trying to move you from 8 patients per day to somewhere closer to 20 a day.
Correct.
And that, you know, at an average of 50 to 75, you know, per visit, you know, I'll work within that budget. Would that be okay with you?
That sounds good.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Tim.
Okay, thank you.